Update 20.2 has just been announced for PUBG, and we're going to run through everything that's coming in this update and show you some gameplay footage of all of the new features. This update is available now on the PUBG PC test servers, and it's going to go live next week on November the 9th for PC and the following Thursday on November the 17th for the console version of the game. As usual, we're going to see some changes to the map rotation in this update. For the NA and EU regions, we are going to see the return of Deston. It's going to replace Sanhok, so we're going to have Erangel, Miramar, Taego, Karakin, and Deston as our normal match rotation. Ranked mode will stay the same with Erangel, Miramar, and Taego. And for players in Asia who probably aren't watching this video, they're actually going to keep Sanhok and they're going to get Deston instead of Karakin. It's great to see Deston come back. Personally, I would have rather it replaced Taego, so we got to keep Sanhok for a little bit longer, but I still overall quite like the rotation of maps that we're going to get in this new update. The first of the changes is some rebalancing of the vehicle spawn rates in normal matches. Basically, the UAZ and Daisy have had their spawn rate increased, and the Aquarail, Buggy, and Boat have had them decreased on Erangel. On Miramar, the Pickup and the Murado have both had their spawn rates increased. Another nice change to vehicles, although I don't think it quite goes far enough, is related to the vehicle skinning system. As we all know, this got changed recently and it made it a lot fiddlier and longer to actually apply skins to vehicles rather than it just happening automatically. What will happen now is that if you're applying a regular vehicle skin, then you still have to click a button, but it won't do the animation and it will apply the skin instantly. If you're applying a special vehicle skin, which at the moment I think is just the unicorn bike thing and the McLaren, then it will still do the fancy animation and take a couple of seconds. This is definitely an improvement, but I would still rather it just worked before, where if you got in a vehicle, it automatically skinned it with the skin you'd set for that vehicle. I don't see why that's a problem. That was great before. From a UX perspective, it's just terrible to take something that required no actions to make it happen and then add in an arbitrary action to make that thing happen. I don't know why they've complicated this process, and hopefully they'll still improve this further. But this is an improvement on what is a very bad system at the moment. Hopefully they'll take it a step further and actually fix it properly. There's some really nice changes being made to the folded shield to try and make it a little bit more useful in game. They've decreased the weight of it, so it's a little bit easier to carry. They've made it so vehicles have to be driving a little bit faster to destroy it, so they're 10 kilometers an hour rather than 1, although that's still not very fast. They can take a little bit more grenade damage, up to 200 points of it, and the weapon damage is also increased to 1800 damage. More importantly, I think the biggest change is that the installation time is down to 1.5 seconds. That's half as long as before, so you can get it down pretty quick, and you can also pick it back up again once it's been put down. And if you're putting it down and you cancel deploying it, you get it back in your inventory, whereas currently if you're deploying a shield and you move, then it just disappears and it's gone. So really nice changes here. You can deploy it quickly, you can pick it back up again and then reuse it, and it just makes it a much more usable item. When you pick it back up, it will retain whatever damage that it had already taken. So if it's on half health, you'll pick it up and it will still be on half health, and then you put it down and it's already a bit battered. So it's nice to see the shield get a bit of love and attention to try and make it more useful, and hopefully we might see this approach taken to some of the things in game that kind of aren't really very useful, like the tac pack, like the spotter scope. I feel stuff should really either be made useful or just get rid of it. If those things can't be made useful, get rid of them. Arguably, the tac pack is worth it if you just want to run around with 4 Panzers in your backpack, but other than that, it's not really used by anyone. There's a few other smaller changes made. The care packages on Taego have been reduced, so now the number of small crates that drop with the multi airdrops are now going to be in a range from between 5 to 10 rather than 5 to 15. So nice little change there. It's quite subtle, but it does bring it down just a little bit. I'd still like to see these removed completely from ranked, but there you go. Also, some changes to some of the Deston specific stuff. The food truck has had its health reduced from 3000 HP to 2500 HP, which is still a lot to be fair, but that probably needed to happen. If you've seen any of my ice cream truck games, it's a pretty powerful vehicle. The O12 can now take a canted sight as well, in combination with the previous update, which allowed you to put 6Xs and stuff like that on it, so you can put a range scope and a canted sight on the O12 if you want to try that. Another nice change that I think people will enjoy is the foot footstep sounds when you stop running and sprinting has been slightly decreased. A lot of people were getting kind of thrown off when you stop sprinting and there was just like a little footstep sound, and it sounded a little bit like there was someone nearby, and it was starting to confuse players a little bit. So nice little tweak to the audio there, which hopefully should make that a little bit more bearable. The matchmaking system has had some changes made to it. I don't know really what the impact of this will be. I'd question how effective MMR matchmaking is when the player pool's pretty small anyway, but it does say that matchmaking is now going to be based on your party's highest MMR rather than your party's average MMR. MMR is basically PUBG's kind of skill rating of you as a player, and so it will try and match you against people with a similar MMR as best as it can. There's sort of skill-based matchmaking, but I think realistically, I don't think there's really that many players on PUBG, so I think it just shoves you in whatever lobby the hell it can find, to be honest. This is specifically for normal matches as well. This isn't ranked, it's just normal matches. Moving further down, there is this Neymar Junior collection. Neymar, big PUBG fan, big in Brazil as well, the game PUBG. Obviously, Neymar's big in Brazil, but PUBG itself is pretty big in Brazil. We get a lot of Brazilian people turning up in our YouTube comments and in chat. So hello to anyone watching from Brazil. There's a load of Neymar Junior stuff coming, a crate, banners, football, and I think various other bits you might find in the store as well. There was a big event they did recently when Neymar was playing PUBG against some PUBG partners and stuff like this. So kind of a cool collab. If you're into that sort of thing. They've also made some minor tweaks to the basic training. We're not going to worry too much about that. And one other nice change for people who like to host custom games, you can now save up to 50 presets instead of 10. Really nice change to see. I wish this had come about a year ago. I haven't really done custom games for a while, but maybe we'll have to try doing some custom game sessions again soon, and we can fill up loads of presets with loads of stuff. But a nice change, if you do still host custom games, you can now save loads of presets, which is really nice to see. Other than that, there's a few little bits and bobs about the store, the workshop, and some menus. We're not really too worried about that. There is some new stuff in the special crafting bit in workshop. So basically, these are items you can only unlock through the workshop system. If you want to get these outfits, you can see them on screen at the moment. And outside of that, there's just performance and bug fixes as normal. So quite a nice little update for me. There's not, masses of crazy stuff in there, but I think all the changes do sound like quite positive ones, quite well thought out ones that address issues that, people have raised, players have been raising. So I think it's very positive from my perspective. So that's everything for today. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, feel free to click the like button down below. That really helps us out. And if you want to watch me live on stream, then I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, playing some two-man squads with Nacho. So jump on over to twitch.tv/thebeardguys from about UK lunchtime tomorrow, and we will be playing some PUBG live. I just wanted to drop you all a quick message to tell you about our PUBG creator code. As a PUBG partner, we have a creator code which you can add to your account, which means whenever you purchase anything in game, PUBG will give us a commission. Whether you're buying season passes, G-Coin bundles, or anything else that requires cash in PUBG, if you have our code added, then you'll be helping us out without costing yourself a penny extra. It's a great way to support the channel, and it really does help keep us making PUBG content for you. Plus, it's easy to set up and you'll only ever have to do it once. To add our code, first visit accounts.pubg.com and then log in or create an account. Once you've logged in, connect your Xbox, PlayStation or Steam account on the linked accounts tab, then go to the Creator Appreciation Program section and type The Beard Guys into the box or find us from the drop-down list. Then just click submit and you're all done. A massive thank you to everybody who has used our code. Your support is absolutely vital for us and it really makes a huge difference.